Welcome back to Flanks06 channel. Thanks for tuning in here, guys. It's been quite some time since I've been able to get back to Tanares content. And in fact, I received these actually much later than probably many of you. So I'm really playing catch up here. And then of course we've had Addon going on. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely check it out. It is on GameFound live now. But anyway, today I am going to be covering the rest of Tanares Ultimate rewards, with the exception of one more box that we have yet to do, which is the standee box. That's going to be a separate video where I'm going to unbox that, and then I'll do a storage guide just like I did for the Tanares Ultimate box, so that way you can see exactly how that one works as well. All right, so let's just kind of jump into it here. I'm going to start over on this side, and then we'll kind of move up. So right here is the 1500 plus sleeve pack. I mean, there's not too much to say about this. You're gonna have quite a few decks of standard poker size cards, which are these ones here. You're gonna have mini Euro size sleeves here. So most of your cards are the poker size, of course, right? Then you have a bunch of these mini Euro ones. And let me see, so we got four. You kind of count these as well. This here is a gold size pack, so these are pretty much gonna be for all your villain cards. The poker size cards for quite a few variety. The mini Euro also has a variety, but I'd say it's a lot, especially a lot of them are item and loot cards. So, those are in there. Let's see, we also have another pack of the poker size and another. So we have, what is this, 4, 5, 6 packs of the poker, 2 packs of mini, and then 1 size of gold. Then this side here, this is probably the hardest one to find. This is, these sleeves here are for your hero pads. So all of the hero pads that come with the game, then you're gonna have 1 pack of those. And then last but not least, this is the largest size. This one here is all for your skill pads. You should have a total of 8 skill pads, so that should easily be enough there. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of place these off to the side. I'll pack it up here soon. Sleeves, I mean, I can talk about it if you want, but there's really not too much to say. These ones are from a different manufacturer. I think I had told someone earlier that they were from one of the previous ones, but this is actually a different one. But anyway, they seem, I took one out earlier to test. It seemed fine. They are a little bit not quite as, I'd say quite as, non-bendy. They're very firm and non-flexible. The previous version, these ones are much more flexible. So anyway, I guess if you were a previous backer, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a new backer, you probably absolutely lost. But that's okay. We're gonna continue on. So let's move to the next one here. This one is probably the reward that most people might miss if you got the Deluxe. So this whole setup here is basically our returning backer deluxe bundle. So if you saw my returning backer, storage boxes, which are actually right here in the background, that was part of it. And then the other part is basically all of this. So that's what I'm here showing you. And I'll just kind of show here off to the side. Here is your D20 penumbral die. Yeah, it's real pretty and shiny. I will say I've seen a few people accidentally miss this one because it's just in this tiny little bag. So make sure to check your box before you toss the whole thing out, because I'm sure that's a very real possibility. All right, let's do another one of these quick ones here where you kind of need to see things up close. This here comes in a smaller bag. And it says Tanares Adventures Ultimate on the bag. This is your deluxe resources, and I'll pull out a variety of these here. But basically the idea with these guys is instead of using your loot cards, and they're actually pretty small. Let's see if I can, yeah, kind of see it there. So we got like the gold here. We have a like the ruby there. And then we have a iron piece where it actually says iron on this one. And then the last piece is the wood. So instead of using the loot cards, you would just use these. And really the idea is, right, you just, you have all your loot, and then when it comes to time, you complete a quest. Let's say it says draw 3 loot, right? You're just kind of reaching into the bag, try to pull out 3, and then boom, there you go. I got 2 iron and a gem. So pretty simple there. These are really small. So, try not to use them, pull the bag tight so they're not flying around everywhere. But that is the Deluxe resources. Yeah, they're pretty small. They're actually much smaller than I thought they were going to be. Right, this one here, my wife already opened, so she kind of took that from you, but let's do this one, which I'm excited for, is the Deluxe dice tray here. So I believe this one, let me just double check. I thought it was double-sided. I guess it's not. It's only single-sided. So this is the side that you would use, obviously with the pretty art, but it's, it's a dice tray. So it's got the pretty thick metal pieces to kind of hold things together there. The dice tray that you guys probably seen me use in some of my other videos, I just bought that from like somebody close by, but yeah, this one's pretty big, thick, sturdy. Now the area is a little smaller than I thought because these are such big pieces, but it's still decent enough for a dice tray. I'm sure I'll continue to use this. But you get the image there on that. Love dice and or love dice trays. That's my personal thing. All right. Next up is the Mythical Phoenix. I think there was a time that we called it like the penumbral Phoenix, but then there's really 2 different sides to it. The card for it is in, if you were in the upgrade, the returning backer upgrade kits in the storage box, or it should be like in the kit separately. But the miniature here, and my wife was the first one to take this out, so hopefully she put it back correctly. But this is your penumbral Phoenix there. To kind of show you what he looks like. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And a lot of people are pretty excited for this. I didn't get the opportunity to see it yet. But yeah, I mean, it's a large size miniature, a 2x2. So he's gonna show up as basically part of a component of your Kemet hunts. So that way you can kind of use this to make your Kemet hunts more difficult. Instead of just, the standard system of, I believe you would like remove like a special or add in other villains. So that's an option there. All right, next up is our Deluxe miniatures for condition. So the condition tokens here are now as a miniature version. So you can use these instead of the tokens that come. Now this is pretty stocked full of a lot of these. So I'm going to try to do this without tipping it out. But if we look in the top section here, this is our distracted tokens here. So this gives you a -3 on your roll. So you definitely don't want that one. The next one is a little blood drop. That is your bleeding token. So for each movement square that you move when you're bleeding, you will take 2 damage. This here is the empowered symbol. So that adds +3 damage to your attack when you hit. This guy here is the protected token. This one adds 3 to your defense. This one here is the preserved token. If you are preserved, basically you will come back with, I believe it is 5 health. I think it's not a 3 value, it's a 5 health there. So that's a way to be preserved. And then last one is the weakened token, which is very similar to the empowered token, and that's on purpose. Because the idea is you will do 3 less damage on a hit. So it's basically the opposite of your empowered condition. So anyway, just as a clarification on conditions in general, right? These are all conditions that villains will apply while you play Tanares Adventures. So that's the reason why you don't have every other condition, because these are only the ones that villains would apply. Of course, you can use them, for your hero character's abilities as well, but that's primarily why these are they're set for that. Otherwise, you will use cards to track the other conditions that exist in the game. All right, next up is the player dashboards here. Seems like people have been liking these a lot so far. I've yet to see it myself in person, so excited to see. You get the Deluxe skill tokens, and we'll just look at that real quick. So you get 3, it should be 3, well, there should be 4 tokens. The values change depending on, what level. So the blues here are your level 1s. There's a cube on the back that matches the tokens in the game. So you have a bunch of the level 1s. The greens are your level 2s. Same symbol on the back, but green. And then the last one is level 3 tokens, and same symbol on the back. You'll notice that you have a lot more of the blue tokens than you do of the green and the red. So in red, for example, there's a total of, 3, 6, 7, 8. That's because even when you play with 4 heroes, the most you would ever have, I believe you can only have 1 or 2 level 3 skills at a time. So yeah, that would make sense. So that's the reason why you don't have as many of the blues, because the blues, everyone's going to have 4 of those at the beginning, so you need a total of 16 of those guys. But yes, you can put all your skill tokens, all your other plastic Deluxe tokens, and replace all of the ones in here with those plastic versions. So that way you don't need to keep that separately. You can take out all the cardboard pieces, put it, either a separate box or throw it away, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so it does all fit in there. All right, next up is the player dashboard itself. So there is 4 of these. I'm not going to go through every bag because you kind of get the idea here. And maybe I will show better what it looks like on camera. I'll probably actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do a quick video to show how it's set up. But basically, to put it together, you just slide these 2 puzzle pieces like this. And now it's harder when you're holding it up like this, because you'll never ever do this. It will only ever lay flat on your table, right? But when it's on your table, that's no problem. But I will show a video with cards so you can see exactly where all the cards go. All right here is what the dashboard looks like all set up. If you are playing a shooter character like Zanuck here, we have our hero card right here off to the right hand side. You're going to have an NPC card that you'll always have at the beginning of the game, right? You only have the initial ones, which don't provide a benefit, but this guy here, he has a quest power that you would use, so you can just kind of store that there. There's a little grab area to kind of grab this up, look at it easier, but otherwise they just slide it in there like that. Of course, you have the center section here where you have your skills. I put the Deluxe skill tokens out so you can kind of see what that looked with that one flipped there. Up here at the top is where you're going to put your mana cubes. I'm probably putting them there when I have them, and then when I don't have them, off to the side. So if I gain another mana cube, I may put it in there, or the other way around, whichever way you prefer. And then the last is there's a spot right here that says fatigued. that you put that right there to show that you've like completed your turn. These spots specifically are for really the comrades. But if I was playing with 4, heroes and 4 different dashboards, I probably would use one for myself like that. And then we have our initial starting item cards. So the short bow and the leather jacket there for Zanuck. We have his 2 special attacks there. I have the other one just behind this one here. Or I could have, maybe placed them in a different area, but that kind of just shows you where they're at. And then we have our 4 primary attacks. As you use them, right, you're going to kind of flip them around to show that you can't use that one anymore until you do a full hand cycle. So you would have to do all of your primaries before you could then flip them all back, right? So we flip the last one, and then we would turn them all back. Boom. And anyway, so that is the player dashboard. All right, so I have actually 2 boxes here. I kind of hid this back to the side, but basically I have the painted and unpainted version of the Silver Dragon, just so you guys could see. I think I'm really tempted to do this one, but I want to do the painted first because I think that people will like that a lot better. But it's painted, right? Because it has the painted mark there. If you don't have that, then that's how you already know you did not maybe get the right version. I'm hoping nobody is getting the wrong version at this point. But if that does happen, make sure to let our customer service know at contact@dragorigames.com. And they can help you out and try to get that corrected for you. All right, so take off this. All right, here we go. I actually have not seen this in person myself either, so I'm excited to see it. And, oh man, oh boy. Oh yeah. Look at this, so it's turned sideways like this. It has a cover. I love that they actually got that cover in there. Oh my God, this thing looks amazing. It actually looks way better than I even thought it was. And I had seen pictures before, but it's one thing to have a picture. Wow, it's in there tight. All right, he's gonna get a little bit of wiggle here. All right, there we go. Wow, and he's pretty heavy too. So here you go, painted Silver Dragon. Hopefully you guys can see that well. Try to get it up closer. This is a beauty right here. I'm sure probably if you miss this, maybe you might be a little sad because the painting actually looks pretty dang good on it. So kind of a silver blue. There's some yellows, some browns in there. Some oranges. This is a beauty, and he is going to sit happily up here next to Elder Dragon, who is only partially painted because my wife hasn't finished that yet, and she was going to do that eventually, and sit next to the Gold Dragon up here, both rocking it out, happy as can be. All right, so that is the painted Silver Dragon. Absolutely beautiful. And let's look at the next one. Basically, exact same thing, just unpainted. So you can see what that looks like. And really, I mean, I'm sure it's still gonna look great, even unpainted, but it's just a little different. Yep, yeah, you kind of got this. So I'll just let people know, I kind of squeezed around this side and this side here, just to make it move out a little bit easier. But that kind of shows you, here is the unpainted version. So if you'd like to paint this guy yourself, then yeah, maybe let me know, because maybe I can send this to somebody. Because I definitely don't need 2, but this was kind of to show what the unpainted version looks like. I'm going to Gen Con, so yeah, maybe we'll give this guy away at Gen Con. So you guys can pick up one of these bad boys. That will be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you at the next one.